Hello, welcome Fish here with another BMS video. In this brief video we're going to look at the Has Agm88 mode in BMS 436, which is the harmless sensor mode. So I have an SA2 site set up at steer point 4 and we're going to use that to demonstrate this HAS mode. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to send my wingman home. Flight mission. Return to base. And now we're going to turn on to steer 4. So I need to be trespassing the SA2 circle at about Angels 24 and close to corner velocity in case I need to go defensive. So I'm going to start configuring the aircraft for that approach. And I'm going to go to air to ground mode. So air to ground mode, and on the SMS page I'm going to power on the Agm88 with OSB 7, and on the left MFCD I'm going to set the weapons mode. You can see we're by default we're in the POS mode, and we want to get back to the main harm options page. We click the OSB 1 and you can see the three options are there. The two we're interested in are pause and Has, and the one we're interested in today is the Has mode. Now I can get to that by selecting OSB 19, or I can cycle between the Has and pause mode by clicking on the cursor enable button. I'll switch on our master arm, switch off our lights. Going to go into program 4 for EWS and check that our jammer is working. Back to the HASD page. Just going to make an adjustment onto the steer point. We're going to start pushing up in speed. And I'm also going to switch on our TGP in case we need it, although we have some cloud there that's maybe going to obscure our view, but really not that interested in the TGP. It's just handy to have for the demonstration. We don't need it for this mode. So the left hand side, let's go look at the symbology on the left hand side here. So we can see OSP2 cycles through the different threat tables, and there's 3 in it. Center changes where the scan is focusing its attention on. We have a white, which is broad left to right. We have a center, which is a narrow center zone. We have a left hand side, which is looking slightly to the left, and a right looking to the right. And we look at what happens on the hood as we're doing that. You can see that the symbology changes on the hood, reflecting where the sensor is focused on. Now note that the sensor doesn't move in the missile, because that's what we're doing, is we're using the missile as the sensor, and all we're doing is we're focusing the scan in a certain area of where the sensor looks. Well, the next thing we need to look at is OSB 3, and this is the search function. But before that, you can see on our threat table we've got no threats in there, so I'm going to put some in using the UFC. So I'm going to click OSB 5 and I'm going to enter some threats in. So if we cycle through our kneeboard to the page we want, we can see the SA2 codes are 102 for the SA2, 202 for the fan song, and 402 for the spoon rest. So let's type them in. It's 102, 202 and 402. And you can see they've already come up on the screen on the left hand side. And if we look at the one we're going to be interested in to start with, it's going to be the early warning radar, which is the 2A. So what we can do is we can scan these 3 threats, or as many as there is on this list here, or we can just deselect some and it increases the speed of the scan. And I'm going to show how to do that now by clicking on the search button, which is OSB4, and I'm going to deselect the 2 and the 2T because it's only the 2A we're going to be interested in for the moment. And switch that off again, and we're back into that mode. Now we're almost trespassing, so I need to be climbing in altitude and speed. And we can see that our SA2 has lit up. Now we can cycle through those tables by TMS left, and we can also choose, we can also select our handoff to the target by snapping to it with the cursor and then TMS up, or we can be away from it with the cursor and TMS right will pick up the closest threat. So I'm going to do TMS right, and you can see it's locked and the symbology has changed, showing that we are now focused on that target. So I'm going to trespass to 20 miles. We're currently Angel's 23 and we're good on speed, so I'm going to be able to climb a little bit and bring our speed back down. And we're looking for 20 miles. We're 21 now. And we still have a handoff, good handoff to that target. $18 miles and I'm going to shoot. Okay, so weapon away and I'm off target. And now we've got the SA2 fan song lighting us up. And we need to be prepared to go defensive. Should we get a launch on us? Okay, it's gone quiet again. And let's have a quick look. This is a bit of a cheat, but just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to have a quick look at our missile. That looks like it's done a good job. So we're going to leave the threat area and come back around. And we're going to climb a bit. But this time we're going to be looking for the SA2, and it's the SA2T, which is the fan song symbol. And now what we're going to do is, you can see we've gone back to nothing being selected. We're in the pause mode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into Has mode with my cursor enable button, and I'm going to reset my selections there. And remember, it's looking for the 2T now. That's what we need. So now I'm going to try and do Wild Weasel and Shooter on this fan song. 24,000 feet, a little bit slow. Visibility is not good there with that cloud, so probably won't see anything on our HSD. Ah, you see a little bit here. Okay, that's not what we should be focusing on now. So we have the 2T is up there. So now I'm going to snap to it with our cursor and TMS up long to handoff. Sorry, TMS up to handoff. And now bring our speed up. We're 21 miles. So we're close. I'm going to get out of dodge. I'll launch as soon as he launches, or else at 20 miles. So we're at 20 miles now. We've got launch release. And reset my trim and let's come off target.
Caution.
So he's painting us. You can see the SA2 on the RWR. It's possible we're going to get a launch now. Although beaming him makes it more difficult. We're well inside his engagement envelope now. And he's painting us once again. Let's have a look at what our missile is doing. It's doing nicely, thank you. Okay, that looks like a decent strike. So that pretty much covers everything I want to talk about on the HAS mode, and I hope you found this video useful and interesting, and feel free to like, dislike, subscribe and comment, and until the next time, this is Fish Out.